Hi, welcome to Namaskara Yoga. I'm Katie Lonsdale, and today we're going to do a practice called the Vajrasana Series. Now, Vajra means thunderbolt, and basically it was the weapon used, the king of weapons used by King Indra, and it's known as the king of asanas. And this Vajrasana series is all to do with the urinogenitory systems of the body. So it really works with menstrual problems and urinary problems, really working down in that part of the body, and to do with the sensual energy of the body. Quite a simple practice we're going to do this morning, just giving it all a little bit of time to stretch. So we're going to start with ourselves on our knees at the front of our mat. So let's get started, everybody. Bring yourself to just a little bit back from the front of your mat. Sit down onto your heels. And again, to start with, if you find it quite hard to sit in this position, you can always pop a block underneath. You might have to remove it, but it's a good way to start, because for some people with really tight thighs, tight quads, they find it very difficult to sit down onto their heels. I'm a great fan of props whenever you need them. They really help. And as I am not a 20-year-old yoga teacher, but in my 50s yoga teacher, I'm particularly keen to recommend blocks as for people of my kind of age. Okay, so as we sit in our Vajrasana, just bring your hands, open up. You're opening up your body to the universe here. Lengthen up through the body, tuck the chin in just a little bit, and take 3 nice deep belly breaths, feeling the breath expand into the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. This is going to be a short practice that we're doing this morning, but we always need time to arrive. So always take those moments just to find a few breaths and arrive on the mat. So with this, we're going to start by just having a little neck stretch. We're going to bring our hands onto the top of our head, drop our chins forward. And I don't want you to pull your head down. I just want you to use the weight of gravity of your arms to stretch your head. Keep with those lovely deep Dirja Pranayama 3-part breaths, breathing into the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. And just feel your head and neck start to release here. This is such a lovely stretch. You can feel it right up into the occipital part of the skull and down through the shoulders and down that right into the thoracic spine. I think this stretch feels just great. Release your hands. Feel the weight come off your head and let it just float up. And now bring your right hand onto your left shoulder and just feel the weight of your hand on that left shoulder, and draw your right ear over to the right shoulder. And again, just take a few breaths. Shut your eyes. Try and relax your jaw, relax your face. It's as if before we start our Vajrasana series, we just need to find a little bit of softness in the neck and shoulders here. Letting go of that tension in the upper body so we can focus lower down. Release the hand off the shoulder first, bringing it back down to your knee, and then gently draw your head up. That's it. I always feel slightly wobbly-headed when I come up. I feel so nice, as if I've just grown another few centimeters in my neck. Bring your left hand and sort of weight it on your shoulder, and then draw the left ear over. And just find that length down through the right side of the neck. Again, try and relax your face. Try and take that tension out of the jaw. Now just, again, release that hand off the shoulder. Bring it back down onto the thighs. And bring yourself up. And already I feel uplifted. My whole upper body feels longer and more spacious. And just bring your hands forward now. Press your sit bones down onto your heels. Find that length through the spine here. That's it. Long arms, pressing those hands first of all into the floor. Perhaps you can drop your chin down and circle your head. Back the other way. That's it. And we're going to bring ourselves down a little more. See how it feels for you. We're going to bring our elbows together and rest our chins underneath the palms underneath the chin, and just cup your face here. And just take a few breaths in this little curled up pose. Can be quite an intense pull on the neck for some people. So just take a few breaths, try and breathe into this. And we're going to, from here, just extend that right leg back. So you're just going to slide it down and find that length in the leg. This is a very gentle practice. Just breathing into this. It's very good for cervical spondylitis as well, very good for problems of the neck. It really massages all the abdominal organs there. And it's just one of these little flows of position that we just take the time to be in. From here, we're going to press our hands into the floor again and draw yourself up, taking your hands back towards the knee, so you're pulling yourself up into this little back bend. So draw yourself up, walking your hands further and further up, depending on how far they will go, and trying to keep these hips flat You're still resting on that left heel here. Try not to hunch the shoulders. Try and keep that space between ear and shoulder here. Really important. And you can draw your head back if that feels good. For some that doesn't, in which case tuck the chin. And perhaps it's a good idea to take a couple of breaths with your head back. Notice what's going on in your spine here. Think of your yoga as it's that practice of awareness. We're just feeling our way through. Exhale, tuck the chin. Notice what feels different in the back as you do this. And then we're going to draw our arms up. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms up. Looking forward, feels quite intense, down all those little erector spinae muscles of the back. Try and breathe. Try not to hunch your shoulders, still keep finding that space. And then gently lower them back down. Well done. And bring yourself back down onto those elbows together, cupping your face. And what we're going to do now is we're going to slide the left leg out to the side so that the left knee is bent and the left thigh is in line with your hip. And as you are in this position, just hold it there and try and draw that left hip crease forward. And just feel that stretch into that left hip crease there, really working with it. For some, it might feel really easy. Other people might be really lifted. So just breathe into it, go with what is. It's all good. And then one last inhale and exhale to really press that hip crease into the floor. And as you release, just send that left leg down. Wriggle it in so that those legs are pretty much together. That's it. And just from here, try and press the pubic bone and the whole of the lower abdomen up towards the navel into the floor so that you really feel across the middle of the spine here working. We're going to draw it up a little bit more in a moment. But we just, again, are feeling our way in. So we're going to bring ourselves from here into a Sphinx pose. So all you do is place your elbows directly underneath the shoulders, flatten those hands, spreading the fingers wide, and try and draw yourself up a little bit more. So keep pressing that pubic bone into the floor, pressing the belly into the floor. Feel yourself drawing up the chest, as if you're finding this length all the way down. That's it. I would recommend that you keep your gaze, your drishti, that focal point, about a foot in front of your fingers. And just keep that lift going on. That's it. Really works into the middle part of the spine, which most of our other back bends don't work into quite as intensively, so it feels really good. Find that extension of the spine, that length all the way up the front of the body. That's good. And maybe just rock a little now before we start coming up the other side. Just rocking side to side. That's it. And then come back. Bring your elbows back up. Cup those hands around the chin, the jaw, and slide that left leg up. You might want to have a look, check that it's sort of in line, vaguely in line with the hip. And then again, press in that hip crease into the floor, really actively pressing that right hip down towards the floor. Nice deep breaths. And from here, we're going to draw that right knee right up again. You might need to pull yourself out of it a bit. Give it a helping hand, draw it in. Try not to get cramp in your toes, which I've just done. And bring your elbows again into the pose. Find that length. You just keep breathing into this. And again, we're going to draw ourselves up. Bring your hands up. Push them as far back as you can. Find that back bend, that lift, drawing your chest up, shoulders down. Again, you can draw your head up, take a couple of breaths. Draw it down a little, couple of breaths. And then sweep your arms up. Hold it here. Drop the hands back down. Elbows back. Hands cupping jaw. And slide that left leg up. Push those sit bones back onto your heels and breathe. Hands down. Walk yourself back up into your Vajrasana. Tuck the chin down. Place your hands back, palms upwards, as if you're absorbing all that energy of the universe. This practice just stimulates our sensual energy of the body. One more deep breath. And just to finish, bring yourself down into a little child's pose. Forehead on the mat, shoulders relaxing down towards the floor. Draw yourself gently back up. Perhaps just draw your arms up into a sky, big stretch up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed your practice with Namaskara Yoga.